All right, welcome to the studio. This is currently in my bedroom. We're making it work. I kind of made like a makeshift situation here, so I hope it sounds good. But yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I have always wanted to do a YouTube channel, primarily because it's such an amazing way to actually get to know anybody on social media. I don't think you like fully know anybody unless they're like doing deep dives on their lives, of course, but it's just such a fun way. I've always watched vlogs. I've always been intrigued with YouTube. It's such a great form of education. I've also like learned everything I do in my business on YouTube, so I thought might as well test it out. We're gonna try to get consistent here. What I'm thinking is to start off bi-weekly videos, education, lifestyle, behind the scenes of the agency. It's very hard to show exactly what we're doing on a day-to-day basis through Instagram or even the podcast. I can talk about it all we want, but like I want to actually show you projects that we're working on, the clients that we're working with. We have amazing work trips set up, we have shoots set up, we have lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. So I'm really excited to share like more behind the scenes. We can get more access to what we're doing in the studio day to day. So I'm excited. I feel like it's a really good way to be able to show you our processes, and if I can help in any way to get a little bit more clarification on design, branding, marketing, just tips on running a business in general. It's hard to be an entrepreneur, especially a solo entrepreneur. I want to make sure that these are value packed, so for sure I'm going to be adding like lots of value, things that I do on my day-to-day, tips and things like that. It's going to go very hand in hand with the podcast. We're going to go for it. We're going to see how she goes. So I'm going to probably cut in and out of like sitting here, going through life, going through BTS, and we're going to chat through some things. So obviously if you're wanting to learn anything specific, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'm gonna try to talk about as much stuff as we can and get this rolling. I'm excited to do it. I have an amazing editor on my team, Katie. Hi. And I wouldn't be able to do this without her, so I'm really excited to make the YouTube dreams happen. Like I said before, we're gonna try to stay very consistent with it. My goal is to be doing one video a week and just really show you what it's like to be running a creative agency. I'm excited you're here. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'm used to saying listening because of the podcast, but thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to get all the goods on Manuka Sunday Creative and the behind the scenes of our creative agency and what it's like to build a business. I hope you enjoy. Oh, don't mind the hair or the frozen mouth. I just got in the car, hence the frozen mouth. I just got back from the dentist, and this is my first time going to a holistic dentist. Obviously it sucks going to the dentist, but that was the best I could have asked for. I will be going back. I also wanted to run through, the real reason why I brought my phone out today was because Carly, my studio strategist and assistant who is helping me run my life better, we sat down today. We're like, you know what, we're gonna take a day to plan out our month of content just to make sure that we're aligned, we know what's going out weekly, all of that. And it just makes you feel so much better. I highly recommend for any business owner or anybody that's in social media management. I mean, you do that if you're in social media management, but like any business owner stressing about content, take a half day, take a day just to like a full brainstorm. Do it with somebody else to bounce ideas off of. You don't have that somebody, or you can hire somebody to do like a consulting call. There's so many ways around that, but I highly recommend doing at least 3 hours to 4 hours to even a full day of just brainstorming all the different things. We just did a 1 month, but we planned out 4 weeks of newsletters, blogs, podcast topics, And everything from Instagram is just gonna work its way around that. But we also talked about the core pillars and content ideas that we want to talk about on Instagram. And we agreed on the templates that were built out for our Instagram account. So everything over the next month, there's no second guessing. We've agreed on it. The thing with social media is you got to commit. You can't try it once and see like, oh, that was a flop. Because you don't really know if there's like strategy behind it. You don't really know if it sticks until like 2 months in. If you're being consistent with things, it will start working, unless it's just really bad. But that's why we're doing a monthly content planning. I'm gonna briefly look at like what went well, what went wrong. Another thing I want to kind of get into is like monthly audits versus like quarterly audits. You're gonna see so much more benefit of doing quarterly because of that strategy, right? Like you're just able to like let strategy start taking place and understand, okay, are there a certain amount of leads coming in on certain days that I talk about certain things? But your audience is going to need a little bit of consistency to like actually start understanding what's going on. So don't give up on a little bit of strategy that you're putting in there. Make it consistent and it'll start getting better. Yeah, so going off of that, we're going to do monthly content plannings. We mapped out maybe I'll show you our Notion calendar so you have like a visual. I'll probably like put an image on the screen, just to like a screenshot or something, or maybe I'll do a walkthrough of the Notion template. Let me know either on YouTube or Instagram if you would like to see like a breakdown of how we plan things, because I can definitely do that. That would be easy to chat through, and I can do like a screen recording, get all fancy with it. This is also the day that I officially committed to YouTube. So I had an amazing call with Katie, who's editing this right now. Thank you so much. I'm super excited about that. And I've always wanted to be on YouTube. I don't know why I've never committed to it. I made like 2 random videos last year and they were just so bad. But I really think there's growth in YouTube and I'm excited to put out more educational content. I really like talking like this. Not in a formal situation, but I like talking about strategy and little tips and tricks. And if I can show you something that's going to make your day easier for running your business, running your content calendar, running anything, if anything helps. And then we can get a little vibey YouTube clips in there, here and there too. Cause yeah. Okay, well, now I'm inspired and I want to go home and do this clip on the Notion page. So I'm gonna do that next. But I gotta wait till my face defrosts a little bit or denumbs, because right now it feels weird. I'm gonna go to the grocery store, get some groceries, get some meal prepping in. I'm on making dinner tonight. But other than that, I'm chilling for the rest of the day. There's something about like appointments in the middle of the day. You can't stop. For me personally, I can't stop thinking about them until I'm there. So I'm not very focused. And then when I'm there, I'm like, oh, I did it. Or like after the appointment, I was like so relieved that I got through it. And I'm like, I can't do it for the rest of the day. But maybe we'll get home and we'll have a boost of motivation after we get some food. After my meltdown freezes. Okay. Wish me luck in Toronto traffic. 3 miles away, or 3 kilometers away, and it's gonna take me 26 minutes. Can't wait. So obviously this is a completely different day. I set up the studio and I was like, you know what, we're gonna re-record this in proper lighting, and I'm gonna screen record for you guys to make sure that you can understand like our full breakdown of what we did for creating our content plan for the month. So I'm gonna screen record, it'll pop up here. So as you can see, obviously this is a full month calendar. On the 2nd, we did a full content planning brainstorm. And what we did there was basically picked out our 4 topics for the month that we're gonna be talking about. This is because I have a podcast, I now have a YouTube channel. So at the beginning of the month, or the week before actually, the week before the month starts, Carly and I are gonna sit down each week to run through what our topics are that we're gonna be talking about specifically for the month. This is just because there's like 4 main content pieces that we need. 1, the podcast, 2, the newsletter, Pinterest, we do weekly stuff, but it's all around one topic, and then now YouTube. And then Instagram is another thing. I'm gonna get into that a little bit after this, but just to show you. So we basically plan out our 4 topics. You can see those on the Sundays because those go out every Sunday. But on our weekly, we have our Manuka Sunday weekly Sunday assets. We call this because everything goes out on Sunday. Now you can see like we have a checklist here on like everything that's going to go out. Our podcast, blog, newsletter, they all go out on Sundays, and then Pinterest is like trickled in throughout the week. It's all revolved around one topic. So this week is going to be branding and aesthetic, branding colors, things like that. So you can see the topic is in here, the link to each platform to make it easy and just upload quick. And then if you go in here, I have little checklists and notes on everything that we're going to be doing. So this is basically like a broken down blog. I mean, it's kind of all done, but I've written the whole thing, and then Carly will jump in here, edit it. She'll check that off. I know that she's done that. Same goes for the podcast. I just plugged in the blog, so I have notes for kind of like my script, and then I will plug in some show notes, linking, show notes. I will do intro recorded if we do interviews, and then schedule/upload. I'm going to be having Jana, our audio engineer, start to help out with my podcast when I start doing interviews again. So I would just have her jump in here as well and have all access, and she can just check things off as we go. So yeah, that would be just like editing the intro and then uploading with show notes as well. Same thing goes for the newsletter. I have 3 topics or like sections within my newsletter. So founder message, journal prompts, resources. Each week I have 4 resources, so those will go under there, my journal prompts, and then my topic. So that's pretty straightforward, obviously, but if we just have it like, we have it plugged into the calendar, we're filling it all out, add it into the newsletter, which is already templated, and we just slide in all the imagery, that is good to go. Same with Pinterest. Everything is going to link back to either the podcast, the blog, or my Instagram. So again, revolved around the same topic. We're just making sure we're choosing new images and then also switching up keywords, things like that, but surrounding around those topics. Basically, if you're looking at a month and you're getting stressed out by being like, holy shit, I need to do so much content, we literally sat down and we're like, what are our 4 things we want to talk about this month? So we picked those out, we plugged them in for the launch date, and then we worked backwards. So we're launching Sunday. I mean, I work on the weekend, so this is a little bit different, but there's like 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 4 days, technically 3 if you don't want to be working on the day that you're actually launching. So 3 days before we launch, I have this in here. So this is our checklist. This just makes sure that I have the podcast script done by Thursday, the blog written by Thursday, the newsletter like outline done by Thursday, and then we can have the rest get filled out and the team can jump in. So 1, it's accountability. 2, it's organization, and 3, it's like, it's amazing to be able to see like your whole month ahead of you rather than scrambling to find like good ideas and things like that. You can actually spend time to think about it. And with this, you're probably thinking me like, okay, where does Instagram come in? Instagram is the biggest thing. What we thought, we were like, you know what, we're not going to base everything around these 4 topics for the full month of like each week. We are going to spread them out throughout the entire month, make sure that they all kind of like coexist together within the different weeks. And for that, we did a full another page of just Instagram planning. Again, sit down for an hour, 2 hours, brain dump all the content ideas that come to mind. Think about the questions that people ask you. Think about the product education. Think about all the passions that come with running your business. Dump them all into one page. Don't have them on like 50 different notes on your iPhone, because I've done that too, and it just gets everywhere and you lose everything. And yeah, here you can see that we have like a base outline of what the feed is going to be. Quick little focus on like what the topic is: founder note, BTS, business, day-to-day reel, client love, mood board, you get it. So those are the kind of things that we want to hit. And then under here is our brainstorm. So we have all the different content ideas, and then open them up. For example, favorite workspaces. We have a little caption idea, some like sub ideas. So I said like it would be cool to collaborate with people in different cities if we like recommend workspaces outside of Toronto. I got Vancouver and Toronto under my belt. I even got like Vegas and California, some places, but like it would be cool to collaborate with other people in different cities to make that happen too. So we're always thinking about collaborations in ways that we can get like other people involved. So if I run through this and I have like any other ideas, I'll just like pop them in there too, so we can use them for later. When these are all approved, we'll go through, write all the captions in them, and then we'll plug them into here after we design. I always think that captions are so much easier to write before you design than you can like design it for what the actual topic is. Obviously, sometimes it works to do the other way around. But this is basically what we're aspiring for. This is kind of like our Instagram mood board. These are our templates in here, but all the photos will be changed out for our original photos that we just did with our photo shoot. And yeah, we'll have some reels in there and things like that. So it's kind of like an outline of what we want to do. And it's also a great way to see basically like the layout, how to make an aesthetic feed. If you're looking at, say, like this top row here, this hit 10K followers, all blocked out. It's not taking up much space, but it's like coming at you. And then right beside it is there's a lot more depth in the photo. So it's like that contrast between the two. You can see that, and then you'll start to understand like what looks good next to each other. But yeah, that is our process. We're gonna see how she goes. I'll be able to loop back and do like another video on creating all the captions and also planning out the feed. And then you'll be able to see in a month when it's all done and see it all wrapped up. And I will follow up on that and make sure like we go through all the things that we didn't do, what worked, what didn't work, and all that. So yeah, I highly recommend you planning out an hour, 2 hours a month and just sitting down with you and your business. It'll be an amazing thing for you and your mental health, your burnout, everything like that with content, because social media is such a pain to do when you have no idea what you're wanting to do or post, but you know you need to post. So yeah, that is it. We are actually getting ready for a photo shoot today, so I guess that will be the next thing that you see. I'm gonna take you along the ride for like behind the scenes on that, or maybe that'll be in the next video. But yeah, I'm gonna be looping back. I'll do little sit down chit chats like this a lot more. I just think it's like so much better to like actually see what I'm doing and I can walk you through it. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to know anything specific about like our planning process and things like that, and I'll get to your comments and try to help out in the best way I can. Okay, bye. Good morning. Sunday. It is sunny and blue skies. I woke up this morning feeling very inspired and motivated to record a podcast, so we did that. And excited to be sharing that this episode is technically the first piece of content that I'm gonna call the new era of Manuka Sunday. I also rebranded the podcast. Felt good about that. Today I'm gonna go get some coffee right now, walking over to Ossington. I look bald right now. There's that spot in your head where you don't want to hit the braid. And it's like right where you can't see it. And that's where we got it today. But we're going to get some coffee. Then we're going to meet up with a friend / client to do some work. And I'm going to try to get a website wireframe complete and sent off to a client. Yeah.